This? Alright, and we are recording. So, beginning it off officially now with alloy vultures. We haven't even started. And I removed the beetle ranking, but you guys can keep on yours because we all know that it's going to be the exact same. Uh,
Yeah, exactly. S tier.
uh,
You said Ally Wilted, right?
yeah, alloy vulture, that is the very first one. It does.
I was in between two of them. I'm ready for the next one.
What is the what is the ranking that you guys would give the alloy vultures? You gave them B tier. All right, that sounds like a pretty solid B tier. And now we're on Alloy Worship Unit. This is in Siren's Call when you destroy all the eggs. Because yeah, destroying the eggs is I want to know like your guys' like reasonings for what your thought process is. Yeah. Yeah.
A, smelling of shit in my pants. Because I died of this thing way too many times because of its stupid little shockwave thing that launches you in the air.
Yeah. This thing is kind of the reason.
On the ground at like 0.2 HP, and
And then it just shoots you again.
by everything else.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Good group, good single target and group is very important when dealing with
Yeah,
an
it's
alloy
very
worship unit.
important too.
Oh yeah. Connor, you put A. Honestly, this guy's attacks are very kind of like second nature for me to dodge because I've done Siren's Call so many goddamn times. Uh,
I
I
use Siren's Call.
I love Siren's Call. The vultures here, the birds, they're known for being on Siren's Call as well because they're actually what happened to these guys apparently. I didn't know, but these guys are smart as fuck.
I don't know much lore, so
Yeah, the lore in this game
what's
goes
the
hard.
next? Alpha Construct?
Alpha construct. So they don't move, but they can teleport and they have damage reduction shields as well.
Teleport.
Yeah, they can
So they
teleport.
teleport everywhere?
Yeah, that's how they teleport to like move around and shit, and it's hard to dodge them because of that. Their attacks are very fast and small, so they're hard to spot and they're hard to dodge. And they do a shit ton of
Do you have
damage
multiple
too.
system?
I put it in B.
Really?
I also put mine in low B.
Honestly, I would go for B tier because these guys are terrifying.
I never die to these guys. So easy for me to dodge.
I
I see them attack.
little stupid.
Yeah, I see them little stupid forehead coming right up, and I just drop parry and dodge.
Like personally, I would put them here above the worship unit, but you guys are saying down here, so I'm gonna
Well, I mean, well, yeah, technically
yeah,
C because we're both saying D and you're saying A.
yeah, average it out. Works. All right, the first boss on this list, Area Knight, however the hell you say
Yeah,
it.
isn't that technically a boss?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a boss.
yeah, but technically beetles can be bosses too, so and it's actually considered a main boss in the game, so it works. Yeah, it's just not an ending boss, so
I thought it was a secret. I thought there was a secret. It's one of the smaller one. Oops.
no.
But that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it's the big one.
Um,
Yeah, there's no Seekers of the Storm enemies in this. So no gilded, no how can I
You go first.
yeah, I put mine at C. He's not too bad. I never really died in measurements. First one, because I was not prepared for it. Like, his attacks weren't too hard to dodge.
They're very well telegraphed, yeah.
Yeah, it was little sword things or little red surface on the ground.
Yeah.
Really easy to telegraph. Like you said, he telegraphs his attacks pretty easily.
Yeah, most of the threat is the background characters. Most of the time, Elder Lemurians and Stone Titans.
Yeah, the Elder Lemurians to Stone Titans.
Yeah,
You've been Stone Titans? How long have you been?
15 minutes.
And you're getting Stone Titans?
Yeah, not golems. Well, I'm getting stone golems, Lemurians, elder Lemurians, and for some reason, occasionally beetles. I'm getting a lot of the wisps, and that's it.
Being?
Yeah.
Is there a reasoning for that, or is it just
And that's it.
Get a crap ton of money to even do damage to it.
And not really. All you need to do is stockpile well.
which is why you save up other people get immediately on something?
Mm-hmm.
But I guess if you didn't think about that, that's a good reason, I guess.
Yeah.
So before we
I say D. Like, I'm saying, yeah, I'm saying one of the easiest bosses in the game. His health bar isn't, or her health bar. For some reason, Arianite is a female. Why did they do that? I don't know. Uh, Arianite is one of the easiest boss in the game, and is just no problem. And even with like minimal items, is not a threat. However, would you guys say above or below alpha constructs?
Above.
Yeah. Beetles.
this one's going straight in my F tier called Beetle.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. It's going S tier, presidential level threat.
Yeah. Connor?
No, it's going in my Beetle tier.
It's going in the beetle tier. You can the only time that beetles can ever be a threat is if you're playing artifact.
First stage,
Yeah,
you don't have any
first,
items, any abilities in them.
or you
You're
just,
completely surrounded.
or you get the squawk ability from Heretic. That's the only reason beetles would ever like deal actual damage.
So do we even need to like explain this one? If we
I
don't
could
use it?
I could literally be doing 1 damage and still kill a beetle before it kills me.
So do we even need to explain it?
No.
Alright, Beetle Guard.
Beetle guards. I'm gonna go first on this one. There is a reason why Queen's Gland, unlike empathy cores, only spawns one. While beetle guards don't do a lot of damage, they completely can completely negate your damage, especially if you're playing like Bunganier or other, or even Rex, which is just you, Matthew.
No, that's not me. I guess.
Yeah, or Joel. Uh, but beetle guards, if you're slow or stationary, there is almost nothing you can do. However, even if you're not, if you try to dodge one of their attacks vertically, you're getting sent into the stratosphere, whether you like it or not. However, a majority of their attacks, which is the melee attack, doesn't really do too much. So I say lowest C tier.
I'm just gonna put mine high C tier or D tier, so I'm fine with that. So,
And Connor?
I'm the odd
Go on.
Nope. Higher.
Dude probably said S. He did say S.
You want to know why?
Connor's had
So
so many
How
runs.
many times as captain has that beetle guard brought me down to 10 health? And I'm like, Matthew, 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 Mason, 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 Beans, 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 help me, please, please.
Okay, so Connor,
Because I don't account for the speed. I was very
yeah, they are fast though. They're 14 meters a second. That's double the default speed and four times a beetle. They kind of just smash. Okay, Connor, if you want to dodge, just use your primary attack and strafe. A and D is your best friend.
since Connor's wearing an S, can we just worry about B with below allied monsters?
Yeah, this is going to be the lowest B. And speaking of B, we have Beetle Queens. Commonly found on the first, second, or third stage. Mostly on first and second. I've only seen it once on the third stage. I got it on Scorched Acres once. The Doomstrider. I've got yeah, I rarely get Doomstrider.
Alright, well, mine's going D tier. It's just
same.
Yeah.
it's not a hard boss. There's nothing annoying about it.
The one thing
Annoying about it
actually
is she spawns.
I think high C now. Yeah. She spawns the beetle guards. She has the acid attack, which you guys are probably not thinking of. But for slower characters like Rex, Bunganier, Captain, even for non-melee characters, that acid attack can absolutely shred through you.
I mean, I guess, but I still never get hit by it.
Oh my god. And usually in like okay, when I was doing keep in mind this is drizzle. This is the lowest game mode. I was trying to get Prion accumulator. I had two runs that were very promising end because of a beetle queen. So I'm gonna put I think I think below alpha construct is
Below alpha
yeah,
constructs makes sense.
yeah. Below alpha constructs. Because Beetle Queen can end certain runs.
Connor, we didn't even use. What even is your prediction? We didn't ask you.
Yeah, we didn't ask Connor. I think Connor said
D.
D.
B. It'd still be C.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say
BC, but
B,
average.
B.
Oh, D. It's the same place as it was literally earlier.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it being close.
Yeah. Probably lowest C. I'm ready for Bison.
Boss wise at least.
Yeah.
Alright, Bison.
Connor? Let's hear you first. Because we kind of skipped over you.
Above Beetle Queen D.
Beetle Queen isn't on board.
Yeah, this is our communal.
Going off this.
Yeah, we're going for the communal here.
D.
Hmm. Yeah, I'll go next. I also say D. Unless if you're playing Rex. No, just unless if you're playing Rex. Seriously, that's it. They're super easy to dodge and only have one attack. Like they have a lot of health and they do a lot of damage, but they're a melee unit that is rather slow and they can't turn. So you just gotta do the same thing for dodging Beetle Guard's ranged attack. You just gotta walk. You just gotta walk in a not straight line.
Alright, since I'm the odd one out here, I guess I'll explain.
Go on.
I only say this because, in my experience, when you get to the later ones, when you get to, I'm not even saying this, but like, you get to like stage 7, which still isn't even very far.
Yeah.
And that's when the malachite crap starts coming out. When you get a bison with malachite, you're gonna be sitting, if you don't have like really good GPS or like chip,
Or if you're not playing Buccaneer.
solid 15 seconds. And in that time, there's gonna be malachite everywhere, and there's just gonna be enemies swarming you.
Yeah.
And not even like I could go like
And
stage 3, I say, like,
Malachite stops healing, by the way. So like rally point delta.
yeah, I was gonna say, go to stage 3, go to Rally Point Delta, for example. When you see him there, say you get a glacial one, not a big deal. In my opinion, though, get an overloading gun, and I feel like you get hit once and you're like, because they have high damage, they have high health.
Yeah.
Yes, it's easy to dodge.
And overloading hits twice.
Exactly.
Same thing as void, which is why overloading void reavers are pants shitting as well.
Terrifying.
Yeah. Presidential.
That's the only reason why they're at B, in my opinion. Because, like, with other enemies, you just get overrun so easily because you're focused on fighting them. But that's my opinion. You guys can tell me.
So you said B because exclusively because they have a shit ton of HP.
Basically.
So I'm gonna say mid C for this because me and Connor both said D, but I was thinking high D. I think Connor was also thinking high D. So I'm gonna put it. Yeah. So this is what our C tier should look like now, right?
I'm alright with that. I'm alright with that. I mean, mine's still mine. I'm just on yours.
Yeah.
Alright.
Flying blind pest.
Best. There we go. Got mine. Do I need to explain? Do I need to explain?
I'm gonna say Matthew, you go first, and then I'll go after.
Like, actually, like, straight up presidential right now. Because these things, I've never seen them spawn in, like, groups of 11. They're always in, like, groups of 3. And then, like, they'll catch you at the worst time for just spitting.
All right.
Like, their attacks aren't even so much to dodge, per se. It's just, like, with the amount that come at you, because they storm up so quickly, especially in, like, monsoon, because I've been, I play monsoon.
And me. I don't play monsoon either.
They storm up so quickly that like you kind of have to like just immediately focus them, which leaves you vulnerable to other things. Especially like if you get like hit by like a blazing one or when you're loading, because they don't like do a lot of damage, but like even that like second hit can still mean a lot. Oh, and don't get me started on Malachite ones, because like those just the Malachite elite just gives you so much extra HP that is completely unnecessary.
Even Lemurians get a shit ton of HP. Malachite is just annoying. Which, by the way, spoiler alert, we will see at the very end of the tier list. Okay. So I'm gonna tag in here, Matt.
I'm not done, bro.
Oh my god, dude, you already killed him. Go.
I'm still going. The one that I really hate from this elite version is, specifically for flying pests, is the ones that make like all the enemies around them invisible. Especially when you're playing a monsoon, like stage 7, start preparing for this. Yeah,
What is it? Oh, Celestine. Okay.
because then one's already a problem enough, but now you don't know how many there are, and that just annoys me because even that you have to.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, tagging in here, Matt. These guys are lesser wisps on steroids. Like these guys are what greater wisps are supposed to be in the lore. Like these flying assholes, to put them lightly, are some of the definition of glass cannon. They are the definition of glass cannon, and they're fast and they're flying. When playing my main class, I can't do a thing against them. Yeah, because I can just delete an entire map. Yeah, that's what it takes. It takes 3 hours in the void field to get 500 bungus. I've done worse. I've had a 12-hour run before. These guys have the highest damage in the game, some of the highest movement speed in the game, are flying, and are tiny. I'm putting these at S tier, and high S tier at that. And they're hit scan as well, so good fucking luck. They are. They are quite literally lesser wisps on steroids. Anyways, moving along. Connor?
Mid S. I was gonna go high S.
All right. Blind vermin. The fucking rats, as I call them. And you know that if I call something by swearing, you know it's already guaranteed an S tier. I'm putting mine in S tier. Please limit your ranting. These guys are almost always elite. I don't know why, but they're more often elite than normal. I have seen more mending and blazing than any other thing.
I think if I were going my and I would see maybe maybe 3,000 killed, then there will be probably like a 2.5K like what you said.
Yeah.
It feels like it's only elite, and
And they spawn in groups of up to, I've seen up to 8. Anywhere between 3 to 8 without swarms. That was just command. And then they're also with the blind pests as well. Oh yeah. These guys are like top tier run enders. Okay, so I'm gonna say that it should go on like like what we're talking about should go on like a rotating thing. It should go like Matthew, Beans, Connor, and then Beans, Connor, Matthew, then Connor, Matthew, Beans, and then just do that over and over again. Just with that. Yeah, that's what I've been trying to do. So I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna say Connor. Your opinion on these guys? High S. Yep. We all said high S. So these guys go above the flying variant of them. God, I hate them. Oh, you said low. Okay. I did not hear the low S. Bell contraptions. Connor? Yeah. Connor, you're going to go first on this one. Really? I want to hear your explanation for this. We're talking, yeah. I want you to go into more detail, Connor. Oh boy.
I will point out how many times I have died to the brass contraption.
But you're keeping it out of
And you're doing it at B? How many times have you died to the worship unit? Worship unit.
that's what you voted in S, bro.
Yeah.
Doesn't want to talk about it.
Didn't both of you say S for that? No. I thought I said C. Because it's honestly, it's not that hard. Because it's engraved into my head.
Why is this so slow?
But I often play on streamers.
Yeah. So worship unit gets 2 of them. And there's always like 30 billion things. I always play characters. Yeah, I always play characters with like a shit ton of AoE.
I normally do, but like, say tier 2 heavies, there's
It's still Connor. We're still like, yeah, Connor.
only 2?
Hey, those were some good ones.
Hey, real talk. How many of you killed them if you've only died to 2?
Connor hasn't played very much, so
That's 8.
My elite skill percent 2. Yes.
Why is what?
because believe it or not, Connor has
Hey, I've
done
killed
enough.
my grandparents. I haven't died once.
Connor, I've killed 1,000 more. I've killed 1,000 times the grandparents of you. You don't want to know what I did on Sky Meadow that one time. There were so many grandparents. Yeah, Connor's just bad. I'm saying you're gonna hate me on this, but I'm also going to say B tier. Yeah, I have a very specific reason though. It's high B tier, but below the vulture. Yeah, vultures are high B tier because I believe we ratted them out to be like the highest in B tier. Okay, so the bells are not that bad. They have medium HP, extremely high damage, low speed, are flying, which, would be like, okay, that's kind of a problem. But here's the thing. But here's the thing. Here's the problem with the bell contraptions. They have virtually no accuracy. You can stand still and they'll miss you 1, 2, 3 times. They'll draw a cartoonish outline. They are worse than stormtroopers.
I disagree with you.
They have the worst accuracy. And yes, I've been thinking about this for 10 minutes, Matthew. I had a extremely good engineer run. All right. I was going in, it was still stage 2. I'd been playing for 2.5 hours already. All right. 18 minutes in stage 1 just to get 5 bungus because it was Swarm Sacrifice Command. My favorite. And I had gone and I was sitting in the void fields. I had gathered over 200 bungus in Aegis, Rejuve Rack, Nukahana's Opinion. And I had a 1 brass contraption, not even an elite. It was just 1 brass contraption from just outside of everything's range. Smite me down with a hollowed purple and one-shot me. It one-tapped.
So because it one tapped you, had a really good run putting it at
Yeah, because that's the only ever time I've died to a brass contraption or even gotten hit. I've gotten hit twice by brass contraptions. Once brought me down to 27 HP. The other straight up killed me. They had crowbar and crit glasses, so. And otherwise, for brass contraptions, I don't get hit.
I've killed roughly, I want to say 60,000, and I died to about 30. And in my opinion, they're like the OG presidential level threats, but they're not presidential level threats.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna turn up Connor a small amount, and I'm gonna turn up Matthew a small amount. I'm gonna mute soundboards. Okay. Going back to this, we are back recording. Okay. Yeah, same here. Okay. So, with Risk of Rain 2 open, Connor said B, I said B, you said S. You said A. So I'm gonna put brass contraptions at high B. Okay, the round clay apothecaries, that's what they're called, the clay apothecaries. These guys are annoying, and for those of you watching the YouTube video, Connor had to go to bed, so it's just me and Matt for the next like hour.
Let's see. Is there a way I can click on? I will go in the stats. Is there a way I can actually click?
Nope.
Oh, I can just go to the log.
Okay, clay apothecary. I have 34 kills against them because they're pretty rare. They're rather uncommon, but they have a lot of health. Yeah. Like a lot of health.
I've killed 75 and 5 elites. And I don't really know much about them because they didn't really spawn violent team. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and say, I don't know, maybe a C.
Okay, so I put these guys at a mid S tier. They do a shit ton of damage. They slow you at the level of a chronobobble, but for twice as long. They slow you by 60%, by about 60% for 6 seconds.
That changes my ranking because of the tar.
Yeah.
That goes mid B at least.
And that tar also gives you a fire vulnerability. It's why I call it oil, because it gives you a fire vulnerability, turns you black, and it just slows you, blinds you. The only thing you can do is attack at full speed and use your power, use your abilities. These guys are terrifying. I'm going high S, like second. I think they're the second most terrifying enemy in the game.
Go ahead, put them at low S then.
Play Dune Strider. Play Dune Strider. Your turn, Matt.
I got mine. You want me to go?
Go on.
I'm going high C. The problem with these guys is I don't really have a problem with them. They're not powered up low. It's just, especially when you're playing like a melee character and you don't have all that much damage yet. You can't really, unless you're playing mercenary, you can't really get away when they do their like life steal thing.
Yeah, when they do their murder attack, they're just impossible. Yeah, you can't dodge those at all. They home, they move quick, and they're large. Yeah.
So for that reason, they're a pretty easy boss to kill as long as you can stay open.
They don't have a lot of health, but they can steal your health, which is annoying. And now it's the other version of the clay apothec or the clay Templar. It's Templar and Apothecary. I can't remember which is which. But these guys are annoying. I'm gonna go first for this one. I say high A, above worship unit. Because these guys are oh wait, no, low S, sorry. These guys are they attack very fast. I've had a several thousand HP run also ended by one of these guys. I was playing with Joel. Like I had I had watches and over 100 and about 100 bungus, and they can out they can out DPS 50 bungus.
Yeah, it's because they shoot so fast.
They shoot so fast. And while repulsion armor plate basically entirely counters them, or a singular planula up until like about the time I get into stage 5, a single planula can just completely negate them.
So about level 30.
Yeah.
30, 30.
Yeah, about level 30. They
I was gonna say high B, low A. Because I don't have a problem with these guys per se, but I've had multiple runs ended by them. Just because like those multiple of especially when you get like multiple elites at once.
yeah, usually
Because they shoot so fast.
yeah, usually whenever I yeah,
It's constantly frozen and you can't get away.
yeah, usually whenever I see them there's only like one or two. Very rarely there's 4,
Yeah,
3 or 4.
I've been killed by 3 and fucking killed by 3. So like
Yeah.
it's not a great ratio.
They're on the rarer side. They spawn late in the abandoned aqueduct and scorched acres. Yeah, they're more common in looped runs.
Elite variants of these, but like
When you do, they are run enders, which is like the which is like the which is exactly what the presidential level threat is. It is run ending.
which is especially when they're either glacial or frozen.
Yeah.
Always
Especially even when they're mending. Even when they don't do the like more damage themselves, it's they have to like they are very good assisting and they are very good as DPS. And they have a reason. How?
they have a good amount of health.
Yeah,
I think they
it's just saying that.
they have a pretty good amount of health for the amount of damage they do. They do that damage fast, but I feel like if you can out DPS them, you out DPS them. The problem with that is as soon as you get an elite version one,
You
they
can't
have
out
such
DPS them,
variety.
and you can't out DPS them. So you have to focus. You either have to focus them down or chip them down. And either way, if you chip, they're gonna beat you to all shit.
Yeah, you're gonna get beamed.
And if you focus them, you're gonna get beat all the shit. And even today, I had a run. I had 4,000 HP. I was fighting 4 of these guys, and they brought me down to 200.
Yeah,
But of course, that was because I was playing Bunganier and got kicked off it due to choosing Artifact of Metamorphosis. So my rank was low S. What was your rank?
mine was high B, low A.
So I'm gonna put him high A. Yeah, yeah, like that. Elder Lemurians. Matthew?
Hmm. It's trying to tell me to build 0 Elder Lemurians. That is not true.
Yeah, these guys. Which is also, guess what? Not true. As you can tell, Elder Lemurians are okay. They're not on my. They're one of the most. They are one of the most common enemies in the game. Here they are. I've died 3 times to these guys. 626 kills. 102 are elite kills. 1% of my kills are from Elder Lemurians. 5% of my deaths are from them.
deaths from 8.8% of my deaths are from 11 death. Oh, Jesus, that makes it sound big very much.
You just don't die very much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep in mind, I have 143 games. I've lived 76. Yeah. I have a 53.1%, so I've played half the survivors. I've played half of them. I don't even know which one I haven't played.
Stick to what I play.
Yeah, I've won
honestly,
with 6.
For other learnings, I'm just gonna go mid A. I don't think they really need explanation.
They don't. They don't. They're big. They're strong.
It's not a
It's the mid. It is the mid-rank gup. It is geep.
so I don't know.
It is geep, gup, and gip. It is gup, then geep, and then gip, going progressively smaller. So this is the middle one. This is the geep. Yeah.
I don't really know.
I think like low C, above Beetle Queen, below Construct.
That's what I was thinking.
And then I say we have our first D tier for the Gips because they don't spawn more. Yeah, they don't spawn anymore. They're gone after this. So I'm saying D tier, and even then low D tier. And I'm gonna move up the Gup just so that we have all of them here. And so the Gups here, they're somewhat large. Yeah.
The most in D tier.
Yeah, I have 1 in D tier here. Most in C. 3 in C. It's crazy. Yeah. Yeah. It's the big gup. It's the big gup. These guys, they're melee, they're slow, but they're tanky and they split. These guys are PC destroyers. I watched a guy do a E8 Lamau run. The E8 Mao run. His name was Alfredo Steele on YouTube. Very, very fun creator. Watching him do his runs is entertaining to say the least. Watching him do the math for the E8 Mao run was crazy. Showing that beetles, once again, are just I love beetles. They're so cute. They're so cute. They're so cute. They're so tiny. But these guys, he got these on stage 5, and he had he had 28 interactions per 1 kill. So per spawn, 28 interactions. Per enemy, 28 per gup. So getting 28 interactions with that is terrifying.
I like to I might do this. I might play this right.
28 deaths.
I like to
Okay.
put a bunch of artifacts in.
Yeah. These guys are terrifying with kin and swarms. Obviously, command. Yeah. These guys. Yeah.
Especially if you have like a debuff build, you kill them all immediately.
You okay, so if you're playing a E8 Lamau run, you have to have your settings at the lowest possible. You have to have them as low, or else they just yeah, they will explode your PC. So I'm gonna put them at high A, just because. Okay, so I'm gonna do low A because they're more they're more technologically scary. They're scary for hardware, not They're scary for their hardware destroying capabilities. Because if you're doing a Lamau run, yeah, it's grandparents. If you're doing a Lamau run, Gups eat your entire PC. Gups and jellyfish. So now it's grandparents. I do. Oh my god. The lore for grandparents are terrifying. Grandparents and multi are my favorite lore. Favorite lore enemy, favorite lore thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna put grandparents at low B. They're really not that much of a threat.
I put them at high B, so I'm gonna say mid B below vultures because vultures are also
Vultures.
high V. And
Greater wisps.
they don't move, but they do a lot of damage. They can fucking primordial cube you, which is annoying. Yeah, they have the sun. They have the atom bombs. They have the fucking baseballs as well. The micro stars. Greater wisp. Yeah.
Honestly, not that bad. in my opinion.
I'm gonna move
I'd say
wisps
maybe
to behind growth or
Yeah,
before growth time.
to wisp, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna put him right in front of where you have the Blade and Shrouded.
Yeah, yeah.
I see. That's
They're
what I was-
flying. They do a lot of damage. They have a lot of health. They don't move very fast, which on paper, but
Enemies that you see,
yeah,
upgraded versions, if you will.
yeah. Right behind. They're right after beetle guards. Yeah, they're after beetle guards before Lemurians. Yeah, they're projectile based instead of hit scan, which is what makes them ironically makes them less threatening. But we were pretty dead on about that. I was saying like, very low B, maybe very high C. You said very high C, so I was like, yeah, very high C. Lesser wisp. D tier. Below but with beetle.
Yeah, I don't have trouble with that.
Above or below beetle? Above or below? Ah,
Beetle's like the easy thing.
yeah. So I'm gonna put them in F tier as well. The only annoying part about them is the fact that they're hit scan. But repulsion armor plate.
If Connor was here, Connor would say absolutely easiest enemy in the game because he's captain and he gets hit by projectiles.
Yep. Even though it's hit scan, not projectiles. Okay.
It's still works.
Grove Tender.
I literally thought this thing like 3 times.
So have I. I've also fought them 3 times. But Grove Tenders, I fought them with swarms on, and they still had a shit ton of health. They don't move very fast. They do a lot of damage. They're kind of like,
Actually, you know what?
I'm gonna put them above Greater Wisps. Actually, no. Yeah, behind Grandparents. That's actually a very good spot, because Grove Tenders, they have their... Okay. Every boss except for Grandparents has the item that they drop.
Yeah.
Grandparents have Planula, which is the only item they don't drop. Which is the only item they don't have. Grove Tenders, the Grove Tender item is Little Disciple, or Lil D. And what that is every every couple of seconds while sprinting, based on your movement speed, you fire a tracking wisp. They yeah, it's the very, very bottom one. They absolutely destroy you. Even with the tankiest character in the game, they shred through thousands of health in an instant. which is terrifying considering that I was car multi at the time. But they're very rare. You don't have to worry about them in the average run. And that's their only attack that does damage at all. Flat crabs.
Okay,
Yep.
when we get to the imp overlord, we do the imps first, just real quick. That's
Yeah.
Alright. So, hermit crabs. Honestly, individually they aren't a problem. Let them group up a little bit. I'm gonna go like low B tier.
I'm also going to agree. I'm going to put them above beetle guards because beetle guards are like the lowest possible threat that they could be. Flat crabs have high damage, low accuracy, and they're kind of known for their easily trackable shots. And while they don't put a telegraphed mark on the ground, like say Arianite or other bosses would, they do have the very annoying high damage, low health. And they don't move. They're just very hidden. They're just annoying. They're more annoying than
Yeah, they're not deep.
yeah.
It's kind of like honestly, it's kind of like vine pests. No, pests.
Yeah,
They're
the
not really
rats.
difficult per se. They're just annoying.
Yeah. Or like lesser wisps or imps. Fucking crabs.
In my opinion, I'm not gonna lie. I've been sitting there a couple times. I've been looking for them because there's a couple of them shooting at me. And I want to know where they're at, so I can just hurry up and like just shoot them real quick. And dead. I mean, they'll be like running right in front of my face. I don't even notice sometimes.
Yeah.
Like that's when I just leave these.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel clutch. That's where.
Yeah. I'm rather blind. We have 7 minutes to 10. Okay. Yeah, Abyssal Depths is like their main spot. You have half an hour, right? Yeah. All right. So flat crabs aren't really that dangerous. They're kind of like they're not really dangerous. They're kind of like wisps or imps, which I am going to put at the highest F tier possible.
I'm gonna very much so disagree with you. I've had way too many. It's just okay. Hear me out. If imps didn't have lead, they're absolutely down. But because they have lead, I'm putting them worse.
I get hit by wisps, or I get hit by them so little that I don't even know. I didn't even know they had bleed.
I'm gonna be real. They always just sneak up on me. They don't actually.
Where?
Just because they sneak up on me and they believe me. I said sneak.
Okay, I'm gonna put them above. Imp Overlord drops the best yellow in the game. It is Shadow Spleen. Yeah. Hell, I was the only. It is the only item. It is the only item that can actually make Commando good. I use it on Huntress though. Commando is good with either a bleed build or this. Either way, bleed. That's just how good bleed is.
I'm honestly gonna put him high D. He's not hard to fight. It's just his belief.
I put him. I would say low B.
Okay.
I'm gonna average that out. I'm gonna put that at mid C above the Bison.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
He's really not that hard. It's just his. The only thing that really ever gets me is his little stupid spikes on the ground because like I'll laugh into him while I'm like shooting at him backwards. Or I jump into him. Or he'll sometimes, very rarely, he'll get me with
his melee attacks get me. I just hate how he like blinds you if he teleports or spawns or dies.
Yeah.
All right, jellyfish.
Do I really need to explain this when I say
Yes, because I th- I say like low C, like right above Geep, right above mid tier Gup, because
Just above. I forgot about wisps.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So the thing is, jellyfish, low health, low movement speed, very small, very slow flying,
But they make it, in my opinion,
but they will.
recognizable sounds when they spawn in.
They
You just turn around and tell right there.
they will sneak up on you. Like if you're doing something, wow, like if you're doing something, like you just bought something, so like you didn't hear the spawn sound,
Say you have command on.
yeah, or you have command on and you're yeah, and you're just like going through. These guys can almost immediately end a run. I have one. I think I have one death to a jellyfish myself.
I think I have one as well. You know, I think I'd be willing to compromise for those. Because that makes sense. I never would have thought of that. But let's just. What do you think?
I yeah, that low C sounds nice. I'm just currently looking through. That's not on there. Yeah, just larva. So you said low C here? Like, yeah, yeah, it's good enough. The larva. Now these guys like the alpha constructs and the pests and vermin are exclusive to survivors of the void, which is what we're doing here. There's no seeker enemies, unfortunately. I couldn't find a tier list for that. But these guys, these fucking larvae, I say above Elder Lemurian, below Templar, regular Lemurians. No, we don't need to explain. I used to think that they killed themselves when they landed, but no, they don't. They don't. They live. But they do like 600 damage at level 12, man.
Regular Lemurians, I'm gonna put them the lowest thing I can at D.
At D.
Because they're not hard.
They're not hard, but they can be threatening because there's a shit ton of them, and they have that ranged attack, and they're most likely going to be overloading glacial inflation. They're most likely going to be come on, they're most likely going to be elite.
Yeah.
Lunar Chimera. We're going for the ball first. Because all three of these have different. Yeah. They're more threatening when dead than alive. Especially if you have focus convergence. Because they will eat your pillar range. The better you are, if the moment you can learn how to pillar skip is the moment they're no longer a threat.
So, my opinion on these guys is right below Pro Templar.
Really? Above larva? Here, right?
So, yeah.
I would personally say, come on, high A tier here. Oh, yeah. I would say high A. This is the communal one.
So that works for me.
Yeah. So there would work.
Yeah.
The tank lunar chimera. Yeah. That yeah. The orb one's the hardest. Yeah, so I'm gonna slap him like high B below Vulture.
Yeah, behind the ally vulture.
Yeah, because Vulture does more damage, has better attacks. And you can
Okay, the
you
flying ones.
the fucking wisp ones. Lunar Chimera Wisp. These guys, yeah, that's what they're called according to the wiki. Or Lunar Chimera Wisp.
These guys shred. They're just like the
They're Clay Templar but
they do a lot of
lunar.
damage. I'd honestly put them right above the Clay Templar.
Two repulsion. Yeah, because they're literally the same thing. One's just flying, one's just not. Yeah.
But that's where I'm putting it.
So this is what I'm gonna say. And scrolling down here, we have like, yep, that's a magma worm. I'm gonna put overloading worm. So magma worm is a very weird boss. It's not a threat whatsoever. I'm gonna say mid C.
I'm gonna go on your tier list. I'd put it just under F.
Like looking what we have, I'm gonna say mid C. I'm going to put it above Alienite and above Dune Strider.
I'm putting him behind, which is right in front of. Basically, I'm putting him right behind where you put yours.
Okay. Overloading worm, which is really weird because it is a magma worm, but it's very different because overloading worm is one of overloading worm is one of two, and I do mean that, one of two bosses that you're going to get after looping 3 or 4 times. uh I one shot 2 overloading worms back to back today. They're not hard. They're big, they're fast, and they like to stay underground, which is annoying. And if you get hit by the lightning, you're just dead. You're just dead instant. Like you don't even get the overloading strike. You don't even get it.
I'd say right above Rescue Crafting.
I would say above Gup, behind worship.
I don't hate that actually.
Yeah, like this. Because they're terrifying. Mini mushrooms. Slower flat crabs. It depends on if you are or are yeah or are not in the void fields. Yeah, and they tend to be they tend to be very they tend to be very likely to be late. Yeah, they have a bungus. They have a bungus stack. I'm gonna put it. If I could put it's the exact same. So these two are really interchangeable, but I'm gonna put it below. So exactly where you have yours. Mithrix him fucking self. I'm going to keep the final bosses at the very end. Yeah. So yeah. Newt. Newt doesn't do damage. He doesn't fight. He has more health than Mick. Yeah, he has he has more health than Mithrix. He's not even like a boss, so he can get one shot by Lost Seer's glasses. But he's just chill. Like I'd put him in his own category, but I forgot that he was on here. Yeah, agreed. And I'm giving it his own color. Yeah. I'm making mine the brightest blue.
Because I'm sorry.
Dude, cool guy.
So,
Yeah, I'd do that too. I did that too. All right. Parents.
it's they're on some hard. They're not like
They teleport. They do a lot of damage. Have a lot of health. Mid B.
maybe yeah,
Yeah. Scavenger. These guys, after you loop 5 times, every enemy is a scavenger. Every enemy is a scavenger. Scavengers can pick up and use items, but they can do it more effectively than you. I've had genuine I've had. I'm gonna. Yeah, after like I've had a blazing scavenger, and Jesus Christ, was it hard. I'm putting it really. Hmm. Mine is mine is also comedically above brass contraptions. Yeah, this is where I put mine. So, right top of A. Solus probes. Solus probes are honestly most seen from my experience, they're most seen in the void fields. Yeah. Or just in the void fields. No. They just have laser. No, those are the ones. Those are the ones. The little ones. The little ones. Yeah, we're doing the probes. These are the ones that you find in the void fields, and they are very annoying.
maybe above.
I'm gonna say above grandparent and mushroom.
That's what I'm thinking.
Now it's the parental unit. Now it's the control unit.
Because
Funnily enough, yeah, just right behind. Actually, no, I'm gonna put him behind the mushroom and grandparent because they're kind of they're just tanky. Stone Golem, hey, Stone Golem, Stone Golem, Stone Golem above Beetle Queen, right above Beetle Queen. Yeah, I can get that.
which is indie.
Yeah,
I'm putting him right under my which is well, it's basically the first one in my league.
yeah, yeah. First one indeed.
He can be kind of hard if you don't have items, and there's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
It can be kind of hard to dodge the laser.
All right.
You're not really. You just kind of
Stone Titan, which Stone Titan is considered the easiest boss in the game. I do not agree.
which boss?
Stone Titan is considered the easiest boss in the game.
Did people forget that Beetle exists?
Apparent the fuckly.
Honestly, I'm gonna put him right. I'm gonna put him high C.
I'm gonna put him. I'm gonna put them. Okay. I'm going to put mine here, above Bison's, below Imp Overlord, because definitely easier than Imp Overlord.
He's much harder than Imp Overlord. Because Imp Overlord's easy. But whatever. I don't know.
Stone Titan's easy as well.
Enemies,
I moved the void enemies back.
like most of the. Oh, wait, you. Okay.
Yeah, I did. Vagrant and Z constructs. So, first off, Wandering Vagrant. Personally, there is a gap right here. I think between the Stone Titan that we just put in and the Imp Overlord. Because there is a gap between Imp Overlord and Stone Titan that tier lists cannot compute accurately. Like, Stone Titan is a 2, where Imp Overlord is a 4. Wandering Vagrant is that 3 that we really need. Because most things are going to be in, like, C and B.
I'm putting mine right above my Overlord. It's just the shockwave attack.
The Shockwave attack, which one? It has 2. There's its own sun. There's 2 suns. Grandparents and Wandering Vagrants both have a sun attack. The one that it charges in is more terrifying. But Wandering Vagrants also have a quick high damage burst as well, which is just as terrifying because it just instant. Yeah, the charged one.
Yeah, that one terrifies me because it almost always like I always run for my life to get out of there.
Yeah.
So let's be playing.
So okay, the Xi construct. So Xi construct is considered the hardest boss in the game, like on par with like Voidling and Mithrix, hardest boss in the game, according to yeah, I'd say low B, right below Grove Tender. Yeah. Huh. So averaging that out in the fair way that we've had, I'm going to put it below Parent, above Grove Tender. Now we're on to the Void enemies officially. Infestor, Barnacle, yeah, Infestor, then Barnacle, then Void Reaver, Jailer, and then Crab, Malachite Urchin, Devastator. I call it Void Crab. Yeah, and then the Malachite Urchin, and then Voidling Mithrix. Mithrix is going to be at the very end. I'd love to have someone else here to discuss with us. Yes, Infestor first. Yep. Infestors are annoying. They are on par with the annoyingness. They are on par with the annoyingness of flat crabs.
Yeah. They're still very like I'm still putting them F tier. Like they're still relevant.
I would put them mid D. They don't have a lot of health. They don't do a lot of damage. But whenever you see them, you're already on half health because you just opened up the Void Cradle. Or a Void Potential. Yeah, I'm gonna put mine low. I'm gonna put mine low D. Void Barnacle. These guys, God, remember that? Remember that? That kin run we did where we had to play as unfamiliar characters, and it was Void Barnacles. Yeah, that made me hate those guys. But they're yeah, but they're not. Yeah, I'd say low C because they're usually found in void seeds at like the very bottom. I'm going to say no, I'm going to say below Beetle Queen.
That's fair. They're just annoying. They're not hard to kill.
Exactly.
Based purely off annoyance.
And now we get the 3 that have an insta-kill, which is Void Reavers. These are the ones that... These guys, I've been seeing more and more elite Void Reavers recently, and they just... Every time I think of you saying, they're not supposed to do that. They can't do that. I'm going to put Void Reavers... Once again, yet another enemy that's more terrifying when it dies. I'm going to put Void Reavers at high B above the Lunar Chimera. Above the tank.
right behind the Lunar Chimera, so basically the same place.
Void Jailers. Yet another enemy that's more terrifying when it dies. Yeah, I'm putting this like
That's going in A tier somewhere, like very high A tier, probably under.
I say high mid S. Because these guys charge you after dying. And I play very slow characters, which means I either have to kill them from a very far distance, which usually I cannot, or I have to die. Yeah, and I don't usually pick up Dios and teddy bears don't get affected by him either. So get scared by that. The Void Devastators. I love shooting these guys with the gun. They are, to me, because they count as a boss type enemy, they are able to be shot by a trophy hunter's tricorn. Yeah, that's how you get their that's how you get an item. There's a void item called newly hatched Zoya, and it can spawn you void reavers, jailers, and devastators. Keep in mind the black hole can still kill you, even if you have Artifact of Chaos off.
Yeah, mine's going highest. Honestly, it's more devastating than the Kale.
I would say mid B. So I'm going to put it, yeah, I'm going to put it at mid A. Below Larva and above Elder Lemurian. Malachite Urchins. Alright, so these guys, they get thrown off of Malachite. They are, they're the Malachite. They're literally Malachite. Malachite Urchins are what it's the projectile that gets thrown off of Malachite enemies to create the Malachite spikes. They completely negate healing. I'm going to put them below. I'm going to put them in A tier underneath the Gup.
Yeah, they're very low.
Yeah. And now we are in the two final bosses of the game, starting with Voidling. Voidling is comparatively not hard. Voidling is much easier than Mithrix.
Because it's a final boss, and there's a lot of prep to get to it. I'm gonna go probably B somewhere.
I've killed precisely one Voidling in my entire life. So
I've killed a solid like 16.
I'm going to put it above Grandparents, below the probes. Actually, no, above the probes.
That's fair.
For the people watching, I want you guys to realize that every Lunar Chimera is above even a final boss. I usually just one-shot the Lunar Chimeras, but whenever I have to actually fight them, that's when I fear for my life, because these guys are known for run ending. And finally, Mithrix. If you guys... Yeah, I've had a few problems with them. Especially today when I was playing Huntress with 5 focus convergence on Artifact on Pillar of Soul.
Yeah, I think I died of one enemy.
Also, they spawn the rarest item in the game. Yeah. I think I have that up here. No, I don't. Okay. Shared design, the perfected essence. It's literally just worse transcendence.
It's like the
Yeah. Yep.
Mithrix.
Mithrix. I say mid S. Mid S. So you're saying high, I'm saying mid.
I'm saying S too. I'm saying between the
So about here.
so to give you what I have in my S, I have the Devastator, then I have the Blind Best, then Mithrix, then the Bond. So yeah, basically.
Mithrix at Mithrix S3 does seem fine. So, yeah.
Absolutely the number one presidential vote threat.
So, our final tier list has
Do we want any changes?
yeah, do we want changes? I was looking down here. There's a lot of boss. There's 6 consecutive bosses in C tier. Because these are some of these are some of the most common bosses. The reason that they're so low is because we know them so well. In fact, there are 7 bosses in this tier. In fact, most bosses are there. Worship units, Z construct, Grove Tender, and then Mithrix, Voidling. No, Solus Probe's not a boss. Solus Control is. Yeah, this is a boss. This is a boss. It drops empathy cores.
Well, then obviously, you got the best boss in the game.
Yeah, Newt. What I count as bosses are things that are able to be shot by a Trophy Hunter's Tricorn, which, strangely enough, would not count the final bosses, Voidling and Mithrix. Yeah, which they're since them being the final bosses, of course they're the bosses. They end the game when you kill them. Mithrix, you have to go back to your starting spot.
I mean, technically, unless you're playing on Eclipse.
Yeah.
Well, I don't. You never played on Eclipse.
No, I don't play on Eclipse. I don't play on. I've never done a prismatic trial. I just figured out. I just figured out how to do either. I didn't know how to do it. I just figured out how.
You've never done a prismatic trial.
Never. I probably should though.
They're so easy.
Nah.
I mean, actually, it really depends. I can't say that because
I need to do it on Huntress. Oh, they're random artifacts?
Oh yeah, here.
Huh.
Here. I'll stream it.
Okay. So before we continue on, so we have the Newt tier. He's just a cool guy. He sells us stuff in exchange for some coins we find. We have the never a threat tier, which is just beetles and lesser wisps. Even Connor would agree on that. We have the only threatening if itemless tier, which is stone golems, imps, gips, regular Lumerians, and void infestors. We have C tier, which is regularly threatening, which is greater wisps, regular worm, the magma worm, everybody loves them, clay dune striders, aerialanite, imp overlord, wandering vagrant, and stone titans, bighorn bisons, alpha constructs, jellyfish, geep, beetle queens, and void barnacles. And in B tier, which is a somewhat large threat, we have bell contraptions, alloy vultures, void reavers, lunar chimera, the tank version, voidling, which might be able to be moved. Thinking more about what voidling's capable of, but I need to fight voidling more. Yeah, I do need to fight voidling more. Yeah, probably above the urchin.
Absolutely above the Earth. I think
Yeah.
actually above the overload one.
Yeah, I'll keep it. Yeah, I'll keep it there. Okay, voidling has been removed. So lunar chimera tank, soulless probes, grandparents and mini mushrooms interchangeable with each other, but they're basically the same threat level. Soulless parent unit, regular parents, Z constructs, grove tender, flat crabs. I actually don't know what they're officially called, and beetle guards, which hermit crabs. That's what they're called. Got it. Okay. And then we have A tier, which is I shit my pants every time I see them. We have scavengers, which are, you loop twice. You get an artifact, you loop, and you're like, all right, I'm feeling good about this run. And then you just get eaten by a. And then you just get fucking eaten by a big ass dude with brilliant behemoth.
You ever get one of the deals before?
I've had worse. You want to know what that guy had? Me too, I forgot. And then Lunar Chimera Orb. Lunar Chimera Orb. Lunar Chimera Wisp. Clay Templar, which is the mini gunner. Fuck you. We have larvas, which are kind of terrifying. We have Void Devastator, which just shoot them with a Trophy Hunter's Tricorn and suddenly you gain your own power back. Every 60 seconds you get a Void Reaver or a Void Jailer, which is affected by swarms, double the amount, half the HP. Yeah, so is Empathy Cores. So is Beetle Guards. Or Queen's Gland. Yeah, all items that scale all items that spawn an enemy are affected by Artifact of Swarms. Elder Lemurian, Alloy Worship Unit. Here's where we have Voidling, Overloading Worm, Gup, and Malachite Urchins. And that S tier, which is presidential level threat, which is an absolute joke within this server. We have the Blind Pests, Blind Pests, fuck you. Void Jailers, get away from me. I don't want to get shot by your black hole ball no more. Mithrix, stop stealing my shit, you... Not allowed to say that word on YouTube. Blind Vermins, and Clay Apothecaries. So, that's our tier list. Rest in peace, Connor. Yep. That's good. Alright, B. Hey, did you know that only 1% of the people that watch my videos are subscribed?